you made a mention, Greg, and this is a great point you made. You mentioned a Terry Funk. You mentioned an Undertaker, Cena as a non-example of this. But pro wrestlers that, regardless of what generation, what decade, they adapted. They made it work. They fit in within the structures of whatever the business was at the time. Now, if we can think of the current landscape, whether it's someone who's been in WWE for 15 years or is more new, or AEW, wherever you want to go with the wrestling universe, as it were, is there someone that stands out to you that is almost in the vein of, I don't want to put them in the same room as a Undertaker or a Punk, because they've already, or a Funk, because they've demonstrated it decades, but who would be that wrestler today that, regardless of where you would put them, they could still be successful, regardless of which version of kayfabe we gave them? With there was the one from the 50s or the one in 20 years from now, which who knows what it's going to look like. Who do you, in your estimation, who's someone that comes to your mind right away?
Jericho.
Yeah.
Because Jericho, I know he's fallen out of favor with a lot of people the last couple of years, but you look at his entire career, nobody has evolved like Jericho. Nobody. And when he evolves, this is the other thing about him. He doesn't go back and play the old hits. He leaves them back. He puts them in the crate. He puts it away. You haven't seen the list come back out. You haven't seen the Y2K silver jackets coming back out. You haven't seen the suits of his Nick Bockwinkel ripoff. His words, not mine.
Yeah, that's facts.
You haven't seen those, right? And so as he's gone down this path, he continuously evolves. Now he's gotten much older and all of that, but I think he is a wonderful example of that. Another one I think that has evolved in a different way, it's going to throw you off, is Miz.
I can see that.
Because Miz gets it. Miz knows where his place is in my opinion, in the landscape of what's going on at that time. It has changed when he needs to change.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
he's a perfect utility player.
You
can place him anywhere.
Miz is that person that can go up the card, down the card. He legitimizes every single level of it. He can put him in there with anybody at any time. He's evolved his wrestling style. His character's been very similar throughout the whole time, but he has evolved when he needed to. Yes. He can do comedy. He can do straight faced. He can be over the top. He now has starting to really earn the people's respect. I just see him as somebody who, the wild card. When I say the wild card, the unexpected answer being the Miz.
Adrian, is anyone that stands out to you like a Miz, like that, in that vein?
Well, the only guy that I can think of that can basically, you can pluck him out of today's wrestling and put him in any era of pro wrestling and he'll be over and adored, is my guy, Brock Lesnar. Brock is a guy where he may not be as flexible as a Miz in the sense where he can work so many. In my opinion, Brock Lesnar is the last living true superstar of pro wrestling, and I stand by that. Like, I know people love and pop for Roman and stuff like that. A Brock Lesnar pop is different than everybody in pro wrestling, today's pro wrestling, in my opinion. I don't think if Brock's music were to hit at any show, we're all going apeshit. Yeah, I know I am. I'm a Brock Lesnar mark, but I just think everyone has that same, that meme of the Brock Lesnar guy?
Yeah.
That's everybody. That's literally everyone's reaction when you hear that Brock Lesnar music. But I love the fact that they challenged Brock to change his character into the more country boy character. And at first, it was one where you look and you're like, man, it's kind of weird. It's kind of goofy, but it worked. And everybody was enjoying it. Everyone was enjoying it. and it went from a bad guy element of that character to a good guy, and it's because Brock Lesnar is one of the last true living superstars of professional wrestling. And Brock can come back from his, MMA shorts, those days. That's my favorite Brock. They can send that Brock Lesnar out at SummerSlam and everyone's going to go crazy. Or they can send the country boy Brock Lesnar out and everyone's going to go crazy. It's the same exact effect. And the only thing that will screw Brock Lesnar from previous eras is probably just politics. Like, he would probably have punched someone in the face and it would have been like, okay, we can't really deal with this guy too much. Yeah, he's getting booted around all these territories because he legit beat up Dusty Rhodes or something, like,
my gosh.
Yeah, that's the only thing that would hold Brock back. But for me, I think he can work in any era. Like, he's the last true superstar for me.
It's interesting you use the last true superstar. I think of him as the last true attraction. Because back in the day, the Road Warriors are the only, if you think about the Road Warriors, they're, to me, the greatest attraction of all time.
Mm-hmm.
They would come into a territory, get the Road Warrior pop, then they had to leave. Look at what happened to them in WWE. At some point, you ended up with Spike because you had nothing else to do with them. You had, at some point, you had to beat them. But if you're an attraction, you don't have to get beat. The great attractions through the years, Andre, Bruiser Brody, Abdullah the Butcher, guys like that who came in, they popped the territory, they left. To me, when you said that about Brock, the first thing I thought about, man, him in the territory days, dude, he would have been a Gary Hart guy all the way. He'd been a Gary Hart guy all the way walking into world class.
Carried the title for like 5 years or something.
Well, I mean, but he wouldn't need it. You think about a Bruiser Brody, he would come in against a Bruiser Brody, come in against Abdullah. Yeah. He'd be that person that Dusty brings in for a War Games match, like just bringing them in for like that 3 to 4 month stretch, and then they're gone. And if you think about it, back in the day, that's how they used to do it. That's why I think when they talk about Andre, even when he was in WWE, you did not see him a lot.
Right.
He was an attraction. He was in and out. They used Kane like that a few times. This is where I think they screwed up with Big Show, because Big Show had to be. You had to beat the Giant at some point. He's there on the TV every single week. So I think 100% Brock works in any era. But I think what makes him special now, since his first return back in Miami, or after that, is because he was used sparingly. And because, yes, he gets that pop, but if he's on TV every single week, he's not getting that pop.
That's
nor is anybody else, right? Nobody else. You look at Roman's pops right now; they're out of this world. Why? Because we didn't see them since
we haven't seen
Mania.
Him in forever. Yep.
So people are excited, but you have to have it in doses.
There's a commonality there too. Everyone you'd mentioned, if we took them out of the wrestling ring and just put them in a bar, or we put them in the middle of a mall, they're gonna stand out. Yeah. Bruce Brody is gonna stand out. Abdullah's gonna stand out.
They all pass the strip club test.
And then some, right? And then some. So I'm gonna throw someone in the ring. And again, this is all right. This is just potential.
Yeah,
this one. He's 27. Yeah. He's 6'4". It's Obafemi. That dude. He's the goods.
I was thinking.
He's the goods, my man.
Throwing Oba out there. Yeah. He's money,
if
bro. He's money.
Man race a couple of years, it's decent promo, it's only going to get better. And again, it's just he has the look. He can go. It's so good.
And it's only been wrestling for what?
Right?
Like 3 years now?
Something 4? Like that, yeah. It hasn't been much. And it's all NXT. It's all it's complete WWE product too. Which again, Brock effectively was too.
Yeah.
I mean, he was in their feeder system, whatever, their version of NXT at the time. Batista, same thing, right? There's another one that we can talk about. So it's just interesting with this idea of this reality show, which ultimately that's, for all intents and purposes, it's more or less what it is. It's just putting it together as a package. And that's my biggest curiosity is, you know, I don't want to be an old timer, but I do question it. It's like, are we to the point where is this? I always do the Muppets because that's all I can think about it. Is this a Muppets? Are we going to see the Puppeteers now? Is this it, or is this a Muppets where we're literally going backstage with the Muppets?
If you haven't already, like, comment, subscribe, and of course, look us up on socials at Suplex Dinner Club. And be sure to check out our other projects. We talk college football on Dogs versus All Y'all. That's a weekly college football podcast where we don't just talk about the Georgia Bulldogs, we talk about all things college football. The Life and Times Pod, which is short for the Life and Times of a Restaurant Lifer podcast, where I have some chill conversations with some cool and interesting people that I've met in my years in the hospitality industry. And of course, check out Talk 'em in the Building. That's a pro wrestling podcast where we solely focus on the promo. We talk about the talkers, we hype the hype man, and we pontificate on the promo. It's a fun project, and if you're a pro wrestling fan, I'm sure you're going to enjoy it. If you're into TV and movie reviews, check out Four Corners Cinema with Ari and Adrian, a podcast where two lifelong pro wrestling fans review film and other forms of media that just so happen to have some of our favorite pro wrestlers. The Suplex Dinner Club family is growing, and I would love for you to be a part of it.